Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video I'm going to show you how to play long on Overpass as a CT in CS2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. By the way, we are doing free giveaways every month. In these giveaways, you can win various CS2 skins and free CS2 course access passes created by a Faceit level 10 coach who has experience in high tier CS2 teams. To sign up, simply visit the CS2 polls giveaway page and follow the instructions. Link is in the description. So when it comes to playing as a CT on long on Overpass, there are a few things that you need to get down before you play a really good side on this. So firstly, what you have to know is going to be the weapons that you should use. So firstly, the best weapon is in general going to be an M4, or rather playing with the AWP. These are going to be the two best options for you since this position is entirely long range, and if you're going to be playing with the AWP, the best position is going to be playing back here holding this angle because you can easily back off towards this area, and then you can also rotate and assist your teammates if they need support in Toilet or Banana, but this is going to be the best option with playing with the AWP. You can also as well play through this area if you want to play a bit more aggressive because you can focus on this angle and also support Toilets for your teammates. This is also a good option because you can also instantly rotate towards this area and try to pick Fountain or Balloons. Now when it comes to the AWP, these more aggressive positions aren't really worth it, so I'm not really going to get too detailed about those because they're just not worth it to play at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and move to the aggressive side. When it comes to playing aggressive, you really have to know a few things. So in the start, you don't need any extra utility from yourself. The only thing you might need is going to be some extra util from your teammates. And in general, the best positions to play with an M4 as a CT in long is going to be rather behind this rock holding this position, having some extra cover, or instead playing behind this tree as well, because these are the really decent ranges that you can play with a decent rifle. So I would definitely recommend you try out these few positions. You can of course also play in this area of Toilets, however this will be a way longer range, and if you will spot someone, most likely will have to not phase the duel and run back and just hold this position like so. However, if you want to play really aggressive towards this area, you can definitely do that with some help from your teammates. So there are a couple of things that you need to focus on. Firstly, you need a pretty decent flash from your teammates. So to do that, you can pretty much just, as you run here, aim in between these two branches as the CT who's going to be playing in towards the middle side, and just throw a left click throw flash that pops out in between this area, blinding anyone who might be standing holding the long position. So this is in general just one of the better lineups to use for that because it's a fairly simple one as well. And with this flash lineup, it's way easier. It becomes way easier for your teammates to instantly peek out and play really aggressive towards this area. However, one downfall is that this flash does not blind anyone who might be playing in Fountain, so you can rather eliminate two birds with one stone by throwing one or the other smokes. So for example, let's start off with the first smoke that you can throw. If you want to throw a deeper smoke towards the left side of Fountain, you can stand on the edge of this corner like so, and then you can look directly in this connection where the lamp is, jump throw, and that smoke perfectly lands in towards this area, covering it off fully. So this is a very good way of covering this area off, and once this teammate peeks out, he won't be paranoid about this area. I would suggest for the player who might be throwing this flash to always run and hold this position to assist his teammate as well, just for some extra support. And now when it comes to this area, it becomes way easier for this long player to instantly take control because this area, as I mentioned, will be smoked as I shown here. Now you can do vice versa and smoke this area by just standing in the same position like so, and once you're standing here, you look directly into this top corner of this building and jump throw, and this smoke perfectly lands in towards this area of long covering the playground side, and this becomes way easier for you to play aggressive towards the Fountain side, which is a really fun strat that I've definitely loved using in my Faceit game. So I definitely recommend you try it out as well for yourself, because you don't even necessarily have to push. You have this gap through the smoke, which is very effective as well, but in general you can also push if your teammate through middle, for example, joins you with the push. So in general, this is also a very good strat that you can play. Now when it comes to playing in long, you can also have several off angles that a lot of players don't expect. So for example, one of the best off angles I've seen nowadays is someone standing on top of this bench and then backing off until they reach out around the end point of here, and after they have this wall in contact, they can just instantly hold a position like so, and after the instant shot they instantly back off like so. And this bench is really effective for one simple reason: it has a slight elevation, and if you're playing back from here, it's not as effective because you don't see the left corner like so, while on this bench you do see the entire area, so it's way more effective. Another really cool position that you can try out is jumping up on top of this box for this bench. This is also a very nice position simply because you're elevated really high up and you instantly can drop down back towards some cover, so you just have a really good off angle position, and not only will you be able to see them from this area, you will also see them behind the rocks, so it's in general a really good position for opping. Now, when it comes to supporting your teammates, the long player mainly does support his teammates through toilets, and most likely he's not going to be the one who's going to be wrapping around this entire area like so. So there are rather two ways he can help his teammates out. He can rather go through toilets, or he can instead go through this long position and back towards this area. So there's two ways he can do it, but preferably most likely you're gonna be going for the faster option unless you have no long control or if toilets are being taken by the T's. So you can instantly rotate through this area, and most likely one of your teammates is rather going to be playing in corner toilets with you, so it's very easy for you to rotate and assist him like so. If you're not dropping your teammate a smoke here, then you should definitely save up your smoke towards this area, because sometimes if long control is not being taken but middle control is, you will need to smoke this area, for example, just to prevent the T's from pushing through here, because your teammate, for example, can do a smoke towards this area, just bouncing it off like so, covering off this entire area. So it's just in general a way better option to play like this and use both of the smokes out to just stall some time while your teammates through B side rotate towards the A side. However, if you are playing with the op, most likely the better way of rotating would be to rotate through this area back to long, back to your spawn, and back to here, simply because there's a lot of more long range angles, and when it comes to playing through this position, you will be squeezed in between these two angles, between the toilets and the long area, so it wouldn't be as effective and you might get pressured, and handling pressure with the op is really difficult. So I would just in general suggest holding these positions instead. For example, you can be holding banana, taking control like so if you want to help out your teammate who still has toilets control. You can also be playing in this area. You can also use some extra utility if you haven't, just to retake the control as well. You could throw in a deep molly, for example, try to pick a wider angle, clear this area out as well. Maybe your teammate clears the banana area as well. You can try out some of these plays, and in general you can also play back if you want to play more passive and just jump spot if your teammate, for example, toilets already died, just got eliminated. So you can just jump spot like so and call for your teammates if you need support, and after you spot someone, you can rather pick toilets, you can rather focus towards the left side. You can also rotate back towards this area of bank if you want to play even more passive, and you can also go towards truck as well if you have an extra smoke. I would suggest in general just smoking off this area where toilets is, and it's just fairly simple. If you stand around this area where this middle part of the door is and just left click throw, most of the time the smoke perfectly lands on towards this area, and you can just in general then focus more towards banana. However, if you do want to smoke banana, you can line yourself up with this part of the truck, and keep in mind you will be visible through long, and then aim in the middle part of this crane where it hangs like this, and then left and right click jump throw, and the smoke will just land perfectly in towards banana, covering it fully. So that's also an option that you can do. For example, it's a fairly simple lineup as well, and then you can just instantly run and hold the position of toilets as well. Thank you everyone for watching the video. This was how to play long on Overpass as a CT in CS2. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down in the comments below on what you want us to do next, and I'll see you in the next video.